G'day everyone. I just wanted to go over the Season 3 blog that they've put out. I was watching Zen do his part, and while most of what he said made sense, a couple of things I slightly disagreed with. So here's my take on the announcement. So it starts off by saying it's been more than a month since the start of the new season. We've seen that many hunters have overcome the Lord of the Void Sea, the most difficult challenge in the game, which means it's time for us to spend more energy on the next patch, or the next league. Very sorry that the experience of the game this season wasn't as good as expected. Honestly, I disagree with that. I think that Season 2 was far better than Season 1, and I hope that Season 3 is far better than Season 2. The part that I didn't like about this season is the Void Sea boss encounter. It wasn't very rewarding. The keys to get there didn't drop enough, and it didn't really get more challenging. Like I still haven't passed the Uber version, but that's just because it has hundreds of billions of health, and it's just I don't find it interesting to do. There's just crap all over the screen. His purple damage does far more than any other. If you max erosion resist, it doesn't matter. It's just a terribly designed fight. Anyway, that's my rant about the season done. The rest of the season I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed looking at all the ways that you can farm currency, being through maps early game, through to Path of the Brave, progression through Path of the Brave to Path of the Brave 5, progression into Keegan, Uber Keegan, Traveller, Uber Traveller, everything. I loved all of those parts, and I'm still playing the game, even though this post suggests that most people have stopped playing the game. They go on to say it's only the second season. We're confident that everything will be improved in the updates. Not everything's going to be improved. I doubt some of the translations are going to get fixed, but that's just part of the game. And we learn to adapt and overcome. Anyway, going on. Although we set the duration for each season to be about 3 months, there hasn't been enough actual gameplay content to support this period of time. So in addition to adding new gameplay content, we're considering extending the progression cycle and providing more goals. I think, personally, a month and a half of content for an ARPG on a 3-month cycle is perfectly fine. It gives you enough time to really enjoy the game for 6 weeks of solid play, and then you have a break of 6 weeks where you go and play a different game, reset, and then next season you're good to come back and really enjoy the game again and look at all the things that have changed. I played the hell out of Season 1. I came into Season 2. Season 1 I was flipping a lot of currency. I was just flipping, making like 40 to 50 flame elementum every couple of hours, just flipping currency. I tried that in Season 2. It didn't work. It worked to a smaller degree of buying Proof the Brave tokens and stuff like that, but nothing compared to what you could do in Season 1. So it was a new learning experience, and I really quite enjoyed it. They go on to say that one example is that we may adjust the crafting system. I agree. Crafting is incredibly boring. If you're crafting an endgame item, you hit craft and you hit redo. Craft over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you hit tier 1. It's better than Season 1. So in Season 1 you could just be spamming and it would not tell you if you got a tier 1 roll. So you had to pay a little bit of attention. Now you just spam until you hit tier 1. They could improve that by removing tier 5 plus, because you don't care about getting +6 max life on an item when you can possibly get 120. And because crafting unlocks at about level 60, you really don't care about level, say, 10 equivalent crafts. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, that's enough about crafting. They're adding a little bit more. They're adding more crafting items to make it more expensive at endgame, because at the moment you craft an item up to 5 affixes, it might cost you a total of 10 flame elementium, and then you're rolling for ominous or restless, and that is 20 FE a pop. And sometimes you get it on the first roll, sometimes it takes 5 or 6 rolls. So the difference between an almost perfect item and a perfect item, for crafting, not for corrupting, corrupting also sucks, is 10 flame elementium versus 160 for that last slot. Another example is we may adjust the difficulty of time mark 8. Why? Why would you do that? The difference between time mark 7 and time mark 8 on most builds is insane. Towards the end of the league, it's a joke. But when you're first starting out, the first couple of days, you smash it out to time mark 7. You're like, yeah, this is awesome. Let's go smash out a time mark 8. And the game stomps your face into the ground. They absolutely wipe the floor with you. And you have to go back to time mark 7. You have to grind it out a bit, and then you get to time mark 8. Leave time mark 8 the way it is. Create a time mark 9 and a time mark 10. You've got rank 1 beacons, which are 1 and 2. 2 is 3 and 4. 3 is 4 and 5. 4 is 6 and 7. And rank 5 beacons are 8. Why? Rank 5 beacons can be 8 and 9, and make rank 6 beacons time mark 10. Something like that. I think time mark 8 is perfectly fine where it is. It's pretty challenging. It's not like I feel like it's good in the place that it's at. Anyway, that's enough on time mark 8. Loot experience. We've noticed that everyone seems to be focused on grinding flame fuel. That's the trading currency. Of course, everyone's going to grind flame fuel. It just makes sense. So I disagree with this part a little bit. Too much flame sand drops. Maybe if they made it so you could upgrade flame sand to flame elementium at 1001, sure. But this doesn't make much sense. And upgrade flame dust to flame sand as well. Just include those 2 extra steps, and I won't have to buy 32,000 flame sand. And it'll make it more worthwhile, because people can just sell it to a vendor for 1 flame elementium to 1,000, other than to me for 5,001. Anyway, takes up a lot of space. This made progression and the drop experience of the whole Season 2 monotonous. I disagree. I really enjoyed this season. I'm still enjoying it. There's a lot of different things that you can target farm to make this more fun. If you just did Path of Brave for 5 weeks, yes, I agree. It would be incredibly boring. But if you did Path of Brave 1 and 2, and then you did Path of Brave 3, and then you did Keegan for a bit, and then you did Traveller for a bit, and you did some Tier 8 maps, and then you went back and did something else, there's so many different things that you could farm in this game that makes it fun, to me. Anyway. Upgrading the filter, yep, sure, whatever. Optimizations, I really enjoyed this. Boom Moto at the start of Season 2 was really crap. You could not move without the game lagging your absolute brains out. If I was dealing a lot of damage and I was just tapping my buttons away and I moved, I would go down to about 5 FPS. My computer's not a potato. The game was just poorly optimized. It's a lot better now. My videos still chunk a bit because I'm recording at the same time, but that's a me problem, not a game problem. Controller support, cool. I don't use a controller. Pack scripts, here we go. You'll be able to change your pack scripts with a flick of a button. So no more searching through. I have Google Sheets on the other screen, and it shows where I've got my 3 pack scripts, so I can easily switch it, but I won't have to do that soon. And they're allocated in the hideout, so in the town. So This basically says that when you open a new map or you open a new Path of the Brave, the second that you hit go is when it rolls your pack scripts and applies it to that map. Changing it in there does nothing. It's basically rolling your instance and you go and do it. I love this a lot. PC version inventory will be a hover feature. That's pretty cool. Play a lot on mobile, so that's cool, but sure, it's pretty cool. Cool. Trade house. It's possible to conduct more advanced searches. It's good for the game. Is it good for me? I'm not going to say I exploit the trade house. However, understanding how to search properly with the current systems will net you a shit ton of money in the game. Understanding how to use the unit price filter and quickly click through 100 pages versus the game automatically sorting by the cheapest. Obviously, it's going to save a bit of time, but it just means that there's going to be more competition for the cheaper items in the future, if that's what they go with. Tax refund vouchers. I would love more tax refund vouchers. It says farming time mark 8. I'm hoping it includes bosses and stuff as well. It'll just mean more profit for all of the strategies that I have. Visual experience, Netherrealm, collect cards faster. Hopefully there's more cards. Or instead of collect cards faster, it'd be cool if you started with a 0-star version of every card at the start, and then you go through and you upgrade the cards as you play. I think that'd be a pretty cool addition if they did that. Possible to end God of War. Yeah, that's handy for the speedy builds that have 20 seconds left over at the end and they just sit around with a thumb at their ass. Hunter profile. Here we go. This is huge. There's nothing worse in my books than at the start of the league, you're like, oh, I'm unsure of my build. I'd love to look at someone's profile, and you select your character, your main skill, and go, cool, I can see one of their items, one of their skills. What do the rest look like? I don't know. I can't figure it out. I thought in season 1 there was a way of pasting someone's profile ID into a spreadsheet and it told you their build, but I can't find that this season. Hero emblems, sure, you'll be able to buy another hero trait. That's pretty cool for free to play. And yeah, so really excited for season 3 and see what season mechanic they bring out. 1 second. And yeah, that's all I've got. That was reasonably quick, 13 minutes. That's all I got. Enjoy. Cheers.